You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, let's go back to 2020 when the sports world completely lost their mind. It was the year of social justice wokeness and Marxism. When George Floyd happened, folks, everything just went downhill, and we have not really recovered from that. We saw athletes protesting, wearing a Marxist symbol on their shirt, having a Marxist organization on their courts. Black Lives Matter. Everything was completely woke, and we really haven't recovered completely from all of that. Even the NFL has some social justice messaging in the end zone. Some players are still wearing social justice words on the back of their helmets. But let's go ahead and talk about soccer here. Because when I was actually doing a little bit of research here on this video, I came across a video that we put out. Rhodes actually put it out roughly like a year ago about this Virginia Tech soccer player that refused to bend the knee, literally, and protest social justice stuff. She didn't want to do it. But apparently her woke coach decided to retaliate against her. And I guess this coach now got some bad news from a judge, folks, because he's gonna get sued. Here we go on the Blaze. Ex-Virginia Tech soccer player can sue coach for allegedly punishing her for refusing to kneel in social justice protests, judge rules. Now, this is the player right here. Let's go ahead and read this, guys. A judge ruled that a former Virginia Tech women's soccer player can go forward with a lawsuit against her ex-coach for allegedly punishing her after she refused to kneel during a social justice protest. Kirsten Henning was a starting defender and midfielder for the Hokies from 2018 to 2020. As a freshman, Henning appeared in all 22 games and started in 19 of them. As a sophomore, she appeared in all 19 matches and was a starter in the last 18 contests, and had the second most minutes played among field players, according to the Hokies women's soccer website. However, Henning claims that the relationship with her coach changed after she refused to participate in a social justice demonstration. Henning refused to kneel before the team's season opening game against the Virginia Cavaliers on September 12th, 2020, a day after 9/11. And a little bit of a side note here, folks, on September the 11th of 2020, in that NBA bubble, the two teams that were actually playing, they both knelt for the national anthem while military personnel were singing the national anthem. I found that to be very, very disturbing and disgusting, and more than anything, disrespectful, because it was. I despise Marxism. BLM was the biggest grift there is. They're out there buying $1 million mansions, taking your money, giving it to alphabet causes. But however, the people that they're supposed to be protesting didn't get a dime. But I digress. The Richmond Times-Dispatch reported, while her teammates knelt during the pregame reading of the Atlantic Coast Conference's Unity Pledge, I wonder what it actually says, a show of support for the social justice movement and Black Lives Matter, a pledge to Marxism. Henning and one other unidentified player remain standing. Henning accused Hokies head coach Charles Chugger Adar of launching a campaign of abuse and retaliation after she refused to participate in the pregame social justice demonstration. The lawsuit, which was filed in the Roanoke Division of the United States District Court's Western District of Virginia on March 3rd, 2021, alleges Adar benched her subjected her to repeated verbal abuse, and forced her off the team. The lawsuit claims he singled her out and verbally attacked her, pointing a finger directly in her face. he denounced Henning for bitching and moaning, for being selfish and individualistic, and for doing her own thing. Yeah, because she did not want to bend the knee to Marxism. Folks, the wokeness out there, the wokes out there, they want you to bend the knee all the time. She didn't want to do that. She didn't want to pledge her loyalty to Marxism. The lawsuit alleges that Adar's actions violated Henning's First Amendment rights. Federal Judge Thomas Cullen ruled on December 2nd that the case can proceed to trial, according to Fox News. Cullen noted that Adar slashed her playing time. Quote, as a freshman, Henning averaged 76 minutes of playing time. As a sophomore, nearly 88, Cullen wrote in the ruling. But during the Clemson game, the next game after the kneeling incident, Henning only played 29 minutes, and at the UNC game, just 5. You see the relation, folks? She was getting all of these minutes, then after she refused to kneel, the playing time got cut. Quote, ultimately, Adar may convince a jury that his coaching decision was based solely on Henning's poor play during the UVA game, but the court, viewing the evidence in the light most favorable to Henning, cannot reach that conclusion as a matter of the law, Cullen stated. Henning resigned from the team after the third game of the season. Adar claims that 2 other players refused to kneel and they did not have reduced playing time. Quote, while the U.S. Supreme Court and the Fourth Circuit may not have addressed the novel factual circumstances presented here, i.e., a college coach allegedly retaliating against a player for refusing to kneel, with her coaches and teammates in support of the perceived unity and social justice, the core constitutional principle is both clearly established and fundamentally to a free society, and especially to an institution of higher education, Cullen wrote. So we'll have to see, guys. We will have to see what actually does happen in this case. I don't know if she's going to win, but the mere fact that this case is actually going to move forward, we're going to learn a whole lot of things about this. Did he actually retaliate against one of his own players because she didn't fall in line with the Marxism? I got a major problem if he actually did force her to kneel. If he wanted her to kneel and said, hey, if you don't kneel, I'm going to cut your playing time. I don't know if he necessarily said that, but we will have to see, folks. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, do you guys think that she actually does have a case here? Obviously, the judge thinks that she does. So we will have to see what happens and if she actually does win in a court of law. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.